Hello. It is my pleasure to be able to speak to all of my fellow graduates, families, friends, and faculty on this special day. My name is Thimmer Masih, and I am your 2019-2020 ASW Student Body President of West High School. After years of hard work, we did it, and here we are together, cherishing this amazing memory that will live on for the rest of our lives. Today, we close a chapter and begin to write a new one as we prepare to continue our journey in life with greater achievements and accomplishments. We have been through so much in high school. I truly believe that we are one of the graduating classes to overcome more obstacles than most classes so far. This past school year has been a roller coaster of ups and downs, but we've survived. During this tough time of a worldwide pandemic and many other struggles during this year, we have fought hard to continue creating memories such as today that we will look back on and remember that class of 2020 is truly brave. It has been a great 4 years of being able to get to know many of you and having the opportunity to support many of you. I want to thank all of my graduates who have worked so hard to get to where they are today. It has been a great privilege to work alongside you as your ASW president in various classes, sports, clubs, dances, and numerous activities. We've created memories and relationships that will last our lifetimes. I would also like to thank all of you who are here to cherish this significant event in our lives as we acknowledge the end of our high school careers. Today is a day of happiness and sadness as we move on to say goodbye to many people we love dearly, but also a day to welcome many opportunities to become great leaders. It is an honor to welcome you to our graduation ceremony, and I wish all of my fellow graduates the best of luck in the coming years of their lives. Remember, once a Panther, always a Panther.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Why I will always be a Panther. I will always be a Panther because I was blessed to inherit the legend and legacy of those who went before. Clayton Christensen, Thomas Monson, Larry Miller, and many more. These Panther legends are those who we have lost, but who set the path and showed the way. I will always be a Panther because West is different. Our school is unique, our school is special, and we are proud of it. West is not ordinary and never will be. I will always be a Panther because I learned tolerance and love. Alpers, IB students, many nationalities, numerous cultures, what a blessing. We have learned to go beyond accepting each other and instead come together as one Panther family. I will always be a Panther because I learned integrity. We have learned to trust each other. We have learned to protect each other. We are a Panther pack and we have each other's back. I will always be a Panther because Panthers don't sit on the sidelines. Like many of you, I became involved. We played sports. We competed on stage. We danced and we sang. We presented ideas. We learned competitive trades. We didn't fear losing or embarrassment. Instead, we put on Panther pride and stepped into the spotlight. I will always be a Panther because I learned to serve. We looked for opportunities to help those in need, those who had bad days, those in tough circumstances. We took care of each other. We volunteered. We sacrificed time and energy for the good of our school. I will always be a Panther because we didn't always win. We had our share of victories, but we had our share of losses. Losing was a learning opportunity, a time to grow, a time to be humble. We did our best, and we have no regrets. I will always be a Panther because I increased in knowledge. We were blessed with great teachers, administration, and guidance. We took hard classes. We took easy classes. We took classes we liked, but some we didn't. But we learned, we grew, and we would take that knowledge into the world to help make it a better place. I will always be a Panther, even though our senior year ended in unique circumstances. While we couldn't come to school, we didn't let that stop us from learning and growing. We learned new ways to care about and serve each other, even from a distance. I will always be a Panther, because now I'm different. West made me different. West made us different. West made us all better. West brought out the best in each of us. I am proud to have gone to West, and I am proud to be a Panther. Once a Panther, always a Panther.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops so high above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh why can't I?
Good afternoon, class of 2020. It is a beautiful day to be alive. Today, we finally close a chapter of our lives and move on to newer and bigger things. And hopefully, we can stop having chocolate milk with a hamburger for lunch. But 2 years ago, I never envisioned myself here. I never thought I would be graduating, receiving my diploma, or talking before you all. Growing up, I was always told that los hombres no lloran, men don't cry. Males are supposed to be emotionless pillars of strength and do everything on their own. So as a result, I never talked about my mental health. I struggled with low self-esteem. I went to school, got A's and B's, yet I never considered myself smart. I felt like an outcast within male friend groups because I was emotional. I would cry, I was sensitive, and yet I wasn't supposed to talk about it. I couldn't talk about how even though I had so much built up emotion inside, I was not supposed to talk about it. As the years went on, my peers went on to receive scholarships, awards, get 4.0s, yet I was struggling to bring my grade up to an A. This led me on a downward spiral in which I would compare myself to them and compare their accomplishments to mine and feel terrible about myself. I felt like my life was a waste, I was not as good as everyone else, I had let everyone down, and ultimately, I believed I was a failure. So, 2 years ago, this led me to attempt to end my life. I failed. All my life I had felt like a failure and became synonymous with the word. But this failure was the one that I needed. I needed to fail in order to live and be happy. I needed to fail to finally begin living. Class of 2020, standing here before you all is my greatest achievement. Greater than any award they have ever given me, greater than any honor that I had received. The greatest gift was a second chance at life. Class of 2020, on the days when you feel defeated, just know, you're not alone. It's not over. Life is not fair, and you will fail often, but you must keep moving forward. You must keep pushing. It's a beautiful day to be alive, so make the most of it. To my men out there, just know that men do cry, and the most valiant of men are the ones who allow themselves to feel weak and vulnerable. They say that pressure can either burst pipes or create diamonds. Well, here we are, shining in full glamour as the diamonds we have all become. Thank you.
High school is like an essay. Yeah, an essay. The introduction paragraph, freshman year. You try to start out with a bang, a hook, an attention-grabbing moment, or the teacher reading it will dismiss it as a crappy essay. You start joining clubs you might be interested in, you try new things out, and you make new friends. These things are going to be good use for your later paragraphs. This paragraph can probably be the most stressful to start. If you do it well, it's a good cushion for your later paragraphs, and if you don't, well, you just end up getting bad habits like making Cali Burger the spot. If we weren't social distancing right now, would have anyone care to join me? Now for the body paragraphs. They are important. You make lots of good points, and without them, your essay will be empty. One body paragraph can be easier than the other, but in my case, and probably most of your guys' case, it was all hard. You procrastinate, go on your phone, hang out with friends, binge watch shows on Netflix like The Office, Gilmore Girls, The 100, Jane the Virgin, The Flash, The Arrow, Naruto, One Punch Man, Freaks and Geeks, Stranger Things, Queer Eye. I hated to back off on my Bucks education anthem of Atypical, and those weren't even all of them. But you get it done, and you end up falling in love with Casey from Atypical on the way. Nevertheless, a lot of these key ideas are formulated here. The clubs you have joined, the people you associate with, and the grades you get. Your essay is almost finished, but now it's time for your conclusion. Senior year, the most annoying year, which also happened to be interrupted by Miss Rona. Now, then this paragraph is the one that everyone BS's. You're almost done and then it's all over. The thing is, you still have to write it, or you won't get full credit. But the thing is, you just kind of end up skipping class, sleeping in, your motivation for life is low, and you're burnt out from writing your past paragraphs. You just want it all to be over. But at the end of the day, you finish. You get it done. Even if you turn it in at exactly 11:59 p.m. There were a lot of those. But we're done. Our high school essay is now done. Even if we had to finish the last 3 months of it online. But now we start writing our book. The fun part, hopefully. It will have lots of chapters with many plot twists, but we'll get it done. Even if it doesn't go as planned, it'll be a wild ride though. I would like to personally thank all my lax girls. Without them, I will not be the person I am right now. Thank you. One of my best friends, Luisa Botchway. She was on her mission, and I didn't expect her to hear this until next year, but she's one of the funniest, purest, and most influential people in my life. My parents. Now they can finally brag about me to the rest of the family because I'm the first to attend a 4-year college. Also, shout out to TikTok. They made me discover cool new indie artists like Girl in Red. No, but really, thank you to everyone who helped write our essays. Our peers, friends, family, and teachers. Without it, our essay would be worse or would not even be written.
Graduates, families, teachers, superintendent, and school board. Class of 2020, we congratulate you. You are amazing in amazing times. You are showing perseverance and resilience. We admire and applaud you for completing this step in your education and even in the face of the unexpected. You can be proud of this accomplishment, and what a story you have to tell. What is your next chapter? Step up and make the difference for our communities, our families, and yourself that you dream of. Move forward with confidence in your education and continue learning in all aspects of your life. We believe in you. We have hope for your future and all of our futures because of your talents, aspirations, and ambitions. Your hope, compassion, and caring will impact everything moving forward. Rely on and continue your education. Have confidence in your experience and be hopeful as you work toward your goals. I now present you as the West High School graduating class of 2020. Congratulations.
Hello, senior class of West High School. What a wild ride this year has been from the very beginning. In the first few months of school, you had frightening events like a lockdown and a bomb threat. You had a leadership change and a new principal. You had a snow day. You had a pandemic, a quarantine, and school moved to an online venue. You took tests and did schoolwork online. You missed your teachers and your friends. You missed performances and athletic competitions. You helped siblings and parents. You washed your hands and stayed at home. You flattened the curve. Thank you for what you did and for the sacrifices you made. But the upheaval continues. Most recently, in fact, right now, you acknowledge the travesty of George Floyd's death and watch or participate in the protests that insist that police brutality against people of color cannot continue. And you declare, as we all should, that Black Lives Matter. Bobby Kennedy, who was assassinated 52 years ago on your graduation day, on June 6, 1968, during a similarly turbulent era, also consumed with civil rights issues, much like the time we're in right now, said, "All of us might wish at times that we lived in a more tranquil world, but we don't. And if our times are difficult and perplexing, so are they challenging and filled with opportunity." We are just emerging from a curfew in Salt Lake City, the first I've ever experienced in my lifetime. Let the protests continue. Without justice, there cannot be peace. And since you, our students, are more and most important to us, I add, be conscious as you make a difference in the world, as you march forward peacefully in the protests of your lives, especially because there continues now to be a pandemic. Take precautions. The virus has not changed. Do not let our attitude toward it change. Let our attitude change only to resist and reject racism and violence against people of color. I say to you today, our times are challenging and filled with opportunity. We need to be sure we have the right leaders to guide us. I hope you will be those leaders. We saw this last Tuesday when the school board passed the Clean Energy Resolution, brought to us by members of your class who shepherded this goal through the policy process and motivated the Salt Lake City School Board to commit to 100% renewable energy sources across our district no later than 2040, and we hope even earlier. Thank you, student leaders. We saw the need for good leadership this year again when STACEY Briggs brought her steady hand to West. I want to thank her today. I also want to thank a leader who is leaving West this year, taking her talents elsewhere in the district. Shannon Wilson, who led our IB program and showed us how it can and should serve and include all students at West, not just some of them. I feel sure that if we were together today in a large venue, Shannon, you would get a standing ovation. We see the need for good leadership across the entire school district as we appoint a new superintendent and business manager. We see the worth of good leaders of our city, county, and state who acted quickly to close schools and establish a stay-at-home advisory. We see what happens at the top levels of our country where we desperately lack but need inspirational, innovative leadership to guide us through our dual crises of a pandemic and systematic, institutionalized racism. We need to defeat both, and we need better leadership to guide us as we overcome these threats to our very lives. I challenge you, class of 2020, to vote carefully and conscientiously and always for good leaders. Inform yourselves and choose carefully. Go forward, for as Bobby Kennedy said, our times are difficult and perplexing, but they are also filled with opportunity. And the right leaders, like those in your class who spurred the Clean Energy Resolution, can right this world once again. West High Class of 2020, you can and you will. We depend on you. We look to you to create the world we all want. Faculty, administration, Principal Briggs, and Superintendent Cunningham. Because they have met all the requirements necessary to receive a high school diploma in the state of Utah, it is my great honor to accept the West High School Class of 2020 on behalf of the Salt Lake City School District Board of Education. Congratulations, West High School Class of 2020.
Within these walls which surround us all, there dwells a hallowed spirit, and every year that passes here serves merely to endear it. We can't forget the hours we spent, the games, victories, and defeats, and all the rest of dear old West, which made our days complete. Though the years may take us far away, our memories follow after. We'll sing and praise and voices raise to us. Our own one water.
Congratulations to the class of 2020 on receiving your high school diploma. I know everyone's eager to turn their tassels and move on with their lives, but I'm going to hold you here for one more minute. In a few moments, you will officially graduate from high school. Now take some time and reflect on those who were there and helped you along the way. Personally, I would like to thank my mother and father for making every single sacrifice they did in order to watch me succeed, and let them know now that it has not gone unnoticed. To the teachers and staff at West, who over the last 4 years watched us all grow and treated us like their own, thank you. Being a part of the student body here at West and representing the senior class is something that I will cherish forever. As you end the chapter of your high school career, remember that you're beginning a brand new adventure. And although all of our lives will now take their own course, we will forever be united as West High Panthers. With that being said, class of 2020, please rise. Turn your tassels from right to left. Congratulations, Panthers.